Wanted to give a quick shout out to Brandon from Brick City Skateboards. They are a streetwear and handmade skateboard brand out of Florida. 100% skateboarder owned. So be sure to check them out on their IG page. So brick.city.boards. That's at brick.city.boards. Check them out. What's up? Welcome to the No Mongol Podcast, a weekly-ish show about all things skateboarding. My name's Rick Beta. Back from a week off, unplanned, of course. Stuff happened. Then I got a damn cold. You could probably hear it a little bit in my voice, but my voice is back, which is good. But I'm dealing with just this lingering cough that will not go away. I think I complained about this last year too. Just like what am I going on? 2 weeks now? 3 weeks? Week 3 as of tomorrow. So anyway, but yeah, while I'm on the topic, there will be no episode next weekend, so y'all know that in advance. But that's a planned outage, as they say. So heads up on that. But you can follow along on social media at RickBeta, RickBata, or email the show, nomongopodcast@gmail.com. So a lot of big things have been happening over at Santa Cruz Skateboards for the, past 50 years, right? That's right, 5 decades in the game. And they're still going strong. And they recently had their 50th anniversary party in the Santa Cruz area. When we're talking 3 different locations, 3 different events, they even got to grind the long curve rail, what you've seen on pictures or if you've been there, right out front of the main entrance. And, they have videos online and stuff like that. But I wasn't able to make it, though. I was at my son had some soccer schedule conflict, but I was kind of bummed with that. And I was especially bummed that I missed a live and free performance of Dinosaur Jr. So that kind of sucked. But you know what? It is what it is. There's YouTube videos I can watch online, and kind of live through them. But yeah, just wanted to give a shout out to them. So, but yeah, did anyone tuning in go to that? Did you check it out? It looked like it was a blast, And even the pre-party went down with Steve Alba, of course, performing with his band, and San Jose's very own Johnny Manic. Are you kidding me? Taking some lead vocals for a bit? Yeah, Johnny. Hell yeah, dude. Shout out Manic Skateboards. Damn, dude. Talking about handmade skateboards as well, right here in San Jose. Johnny's got mad skills. You take those lead vocals, man. I see you working. But I guess speaking of Salba, Santa Cruz, they also released their documentary, How to Skateboard Forever, Steve Alba's True Grit. So, although, he kind of told us how to live forever, and they actually showed us, didn't really say, well, you have to do this and you have to do this, but dude's active, he's fit, he rides his bike, and they were insinuating that skating pools will add more years to your life, more than, say, anyone who tries to, cough, cough, jump off rooftops. But more on that later. But I enjoyed this documentary, and I'm not going to lie. I often hit the vert, / pool button on the remote back in the day. Very much like I did for the freestyle button. It all depended on my mood. Some days I wanted to actually watch pool and vert skating and freestyle skating, and others I didn't. I didn't hate on it. It just I didn't feel it. And it wasn't a dig on their particular styles. It just was my mood at the time. So. But I always loved Steve Alba's style. His brothers too. Mickey always rocked the one rail. That's why I remember him. Every time I think of Mickey Alba, had the one rail. And so many contests, I'm like, and I think I did that for a while too. I was rocking rails. Oh, it'd be like Mickey and have with one rail. While his brother Steve would always have those, signature pads and a helmet going on. You could always tell who was skating, when they were rolling around. Even if you had a silhouette of him. Actually, he would seeing him crush full pipes, he would hit the oververt no problem. That was always fun to watch as well, But yeah, Steve Alba, he's been on my radar since, what was it, Streets of Fire back in the day, And he's a big deal when you have Tony Hawk basically bookended in your documentary and your / True Grit talking about you. Yeah, he bookended the damn thing. Tony Hawk. But quick side note, did you see the way Tony changed his facial expression when he was talking about, how back in the day rolling up to a pool and, Salba and Olsen and Peters were all there and how unwelcoming they were to him? Damn, well, probably to most people, but especially to him. He's all, quote, "Go ahead, bro, you've got this." And of course they'd push him down or trip him, or in thrashing, they threw the little jack pieces down, ha ha ha, make them fall. but just I was noticing the way that Tony smiled. And I was kind of waiting for him to, get up from the chair, slam it to the ground. Is there some unprocessed anger there? I know he's talked about it over the years, but especially because seconds later he laughed kind of uncontrollably, right? Pretty damn hard when asked if they had changed over the years. He's like, oh, hell no, they haven't. Nope, not with them. More laughter. Tony's still pissed at him. I don't know. I had to just say that because I felt him. Like, damn. But, I was thinking he should invite them to his ramp and just basically like, tough guy all of them. You want some of this, punks? I'll take on all three of you. Hold my poodle, dog. Hold my poodle. He could be like standing right behind them as they're about to drop in, yelling into their ears. Go ahead, bro. You've got this. Maniacal laugh, Push them down the gap. But Salba, he's never going to change. That's what makes him the rad dude he is. He's 60, and he's been skating for 50 years. What? Let me repeat. So he's 60, been skating for 50. And that's a lot of skating. I mean, even Ron Allen is impressed with those numbers. And we got to meet his wife, Julie, who, I wrote down has an amazing personality. She's awesome. She's just like, she keeps him in check, right? But all the while, giving him his space and freedom to do whatever the hell he wants. I noticed that. His leash is not long. He's like, actually, I should say it. His leash is long. It's not short. He's got freedom. And we also got to find out, what kind of driver he is. I always like to see this, and I know I'm weird like that, but I pay attention to these things, So right at 1 minute and 58 seconds, that's when we found out that he's one of those waits until the seatbelt reminder chimes on kind of drivers. We all have that friend or family member that's one. We all have them, especially with the newer cars now. It gets more annoying, That's not me though. That's not me. I'm like, bitch, this car is not moving until you guys are all strapped in. Especially on the newer cars, like I said, they'll just continue to beep and beep and beep until someone clicks the belt. Back in the day, of course, you could get away with that. And we all had, those friends that would rather drive with the, constant beep. Like, dude, are you going to put on your seatbelt? Really? Can I put it on for you? But then instead, they just turn up the radio real loud. That solves the problem. Thanks, guys. Then they would just turn up the radio real loud, Okay, yeah, that's going to solve things. But then it makes sense, If Steve doesn't have time to put on a seatbelt right away, I mean, he's got some pools to find, or I guess pools to clean. Steve, that's so cool. He offers up Salba pool cleaners, which states, we will drain for free if, that's the big if, we can skateboard in the pool. It's genius. How did I not think of that? I mean, but I'm sure it's a tough sell, Not a lot of people need a complete drain. And, I mean, the pools all need to be clean, but not a complete drain. You know what I mean? That's a lot of water, especially in California. I mean, we're still, we had a pretty rainy season last year, but we're still technically in a drought. We'll always be in a drought. But we did see some, potential customers at 408 via that zoom out. There's 2 leads right there, dude. Put that in your Salesforce right there. Come on. Those are 2 leads. Go get them, Steve. Go get them. We clean it. We drain it for free. Let me skate. It's like peeping over the fences and stuff like that. And I love how they let us know, the evolution of his pool hunting and skating. Because I used to fly around over Badlands and, various places looking for pools back in the day. That's how they did it. You just flew or got a helicopter. But now he's just, he's flying drones all over the place, bringing as he said, the positive vibes to the American dream, via pool skating. I like how he spun that. Yeah, I just wanted to keep the positive vibes going, for the American dream. Everyone should have a pool in their backyard. Everyone should have a dirty pool in their backyard so I can come clean it. So I can come drain it, skate it, clean it, fill it. Everyone should have a pool. It's the American dream. I see you working there, Steve. This was such a good look into his life. Obviously he's been skating for 50 years. I've been watching him over the years, but it was cool to see, what he does to, in his regular day. And most of us know what he does. He skates a lot, but I didn't expect to hold back tears though. I didn't expect that. Didn't expect to get the sniffles outside of my cold, right? But it happened right around the 25 minute and 45 second part. Right when he was talking about, the experience of, becoming a father and having a kid. And namely that moment when they first grip your fingers, and I'm doing it right now, you can't see it, that first, like, dude, I'm dead ass. It is, I almost started crying. It is the best. Some soft-ish dads, they're like me, are nodding their heads right now. Damn, Rick, I know, man. Me too. That was crazy. And it's okay. You're not alone. We are not alone. We're all in this together. That was so damn true. Nothing beats that feeling. Nothing. But actually, many of you know I have twins, boy-girl twins, and I, luckily and selfishly, I'm glad I got to hold them before my wife did, because she had to have a C-section. So obviously, one of them was breached, but I got to double up my minutes, right, into their existence of the external world. One on my left, one on my right. They were heavier than I thought, too. It was like, damn. But anyways, that was such an amazing feeling. I had to point that out. And it was not cool, Salba, that almost made me cry, man. It's not cool at all. But Salba almost cried, too. And my voice cracked there, too. But either way, this was 34 minutes and 1 second of time well spent. Actually, I watched it, 2 times? Take it once and then took notes for the show. Yeah. I mean, even if you're not a fan of pool skating or even vert skating, you got to give this guy some shine. Give him his flowers. Learn his story. And if nothing, real talk here, if nothing I've said convinces you to check it out, maybe you just hate Santa Cruz skateboards or whatever. I can't do it, Rick. Can't. You have to at least, at the bare minimum, fast forward 31:11. Do it. Do that. Go to that mark and hear from Sally from the alley. Sally from the alley, baby. Damn. Don't catch her in the alley by, alone. She'll stab you, dude. Yeah. Sally was off the hook. But yeah, much respect to Salba. That was awesome. Very cool. Highly recommend it. I'm not going to have to edit out a lot of coughs during this episode. I hope I just didn't jinx it. So next up, here's something that you don't hear too often. You ready? Andy Anderson and Thrasher Magazine. Right? Has he ever been in a Thrasher Magazine now I think about it? I mean, yeah, right? I don't know. I mean, yeah, of course he has. But you don't hear it too often, But Andy was up for his next, his cold call, as they say. And I do have to say, it did not disappoint. If you've been listening to the show for a while, I have no problem with Andy. I think he's very entertaining person, very entertaining skater, a unique human being. But he's also very polarizing. And if you don't believe me, just go look at the comments listed on the YouTube video. First is skate Twitter. Woo! Night and day. Night and day. I mean, my timeline was like, it was just like bashing the guy and just like, hitting him with his board, his weird shaped board as he was down. I'm going to leave Andy alone. He's down, guys. But technically it wasn't done. But I think, yeah, YouTube loves him, respects him. Skate Twitter absolutely hates everything about the guy. It's totally insane. I mean, sure, he might not be the best fit for for the Battle of the Barracks, right? A few weeks ago I talked about that. That was such oh god, it was like the shortest contest ever from what I recall. Shortest amount of tricks. I think Dumb Data covered it too. And he actually did another video on him. He's talking about like how Andy doesn't take X Games seriously, or the Battle of the Barracks, or just anything seriously. I mean, that's kind of his brand, But then again, I thought about it, because I think the last Battle of the Barracks, he when he was clapping and when he missed tricks and hyping up the crowd when he lost, I think it just he was so embarrassed. You ever get that where you do something so bad, you're just like, oh yeah, yeah, man, I know I suck. Yeah, what's up to my homie? You're just trying to deflect the attention on the actual result or what happened. I think that's what he did. I honestly, I didn't think he would go there and hype up, like that's what he planned on doing. I'm going to hype up the crowd after I lose. So yeah, I think he has to be in a certain element, a certain environment. But I mean, think about it. How many skaters can you name that can do let's see, a 50-50 down a long ass handrail and frontside impossible out. See? I'll wait. That's gnarly, right? So regardless of what you think of Andy Anderson, think about that trick. You got to respect that, right? Oh, I don't like front foot impossibles, Rick. Who cares? Go down a handrail and try that. That's gnarly. I mean, he's got so many gnarly tricks in his bag. I mean, you've heard me talking about it before. And he's kind of an ATV, right? Actually, you know what? Can he skate vert? I don't recall if I've ever seen him skate vert. Yeah, he has to have skated vert before. I mean, if so, he'll be following my strict and must have at least one piece of padding or a helmet rule for skating vert. He has that checked. It's all good. It's not for protection, as I want to say. It's not. It's more for a look and appearance. It just looks funny if you don't have pads rocking it, on a vert ramp. But we all know Andy. He rocks his helmet anytime he's rolling on four wheels. And I'd have to admit, though, seeing him, skating around Santa Monica and in Venice, I mean, it was a good thing. It reminded me of my goal, to live down there next to Wes. Still gonna happen one day. I don't know. It could be 10 years from now. It could be like when I retire. Be like, Wes, let's do this, buddy. Yeah. You still living by the curb? I mean, definitely, and not until my kids are in college. I don't think we're going to, unless we have to. If we have to move in the next, my kids got 7 more years till they graduate high school. So I'm still saving, still planning, still making the right investment choices to make it all happen, Still keeping an eye on Redfin. I'm not losing the focus. It's going to happen. Or worst case, I'll have to, I'll just settle up here in Santa Cruz, not too far from San Jose, live off Cliff Drive. And I'll invite Wes up, up here. Hey, Wes, dude, come hang, dude. If you ever need to skate my blunt steel rail, hit me up, dude, Cliff Drive. But all I'm saying is that, Andy, in a good way, is reminding me that I need to be and live near the ocean as soon as possible. So thanks, Andy. I appreciate it, man. So, I mean, I guess even if you're an Andy hater, okay, I'm going to ask you to do this, okay? Check it out just to hear some Andy philosophy. And I'll give you the timestamp, 5:55. And just hear it from there's only 7 minutes, and it's 2 more minutes left after that. Straight from Andy's mouth on why he wears a helmet. It's kind of cool. You got to respect that, right? Come on. Yes, nod your head. You got to respect that. I won't tell anybody. You can like Andy Anderson. It's okay. A lot of people do. A lot of people don't. But I'm telling you, it's okay to like Andy Anderson, okay? Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. And finally, oh, geez, I don't even know if I should probably just end the show right here. Nah, I guess. I mean, this is a topic, and a video that I don't really like to talk about and watch. I don't like watching anything related to it. I have a slam button if I get, aware in advance. But yeah, I'm talking about slams, or in this case, a near-death experience. Tony Willie's Lucky to Be Alive. And I'm looking at my palms right now. It had my palms sweating before I even clicked start. Actually, hell, my palms were sweating when I opened, because, quick side note here. When I opened up the latest issue of Thrasher the other day, yeah, I said it. And you know what that means? I didn't get to finish the other one before the new one arrived. I just talked about it. The new timer starts now. It starts now, guys. I swear the months fly by way too fast. I can't keep up. I mean, I haven't even cracked open the latest issue of Slam Mag yet either. Maybe next week. Maybe tonight. Maybe tomorrow. I should get a jump on it. But yeah. I'm like, dude, I'm going to read this entire mag, you guys. And then 3 days later, the new mag shows up. I'm like, oh my gosh. I can't win. But anyway, all I have to say is after seeing Tony Willie's journey from near death and back, I'm lucky to be alive. And anyone else who has seen it is lucky to be alive as well. And I tried. I really tried to watch it without seeing the actual slam because I know how it works, right? They, they'll cut, but they got me. They'll cut. They'll milk it to the very end. They'll fade to black, But yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. I know when it's probably gonna come right towards the end. It'll be the last thing we watch, and then it'll be fade. Credits fade to black. I'd be safe. I could then just turn my head and throw my phone across the room and scream before I heard the thud. But they showed it. Is it around the 11-minute mark? If you haven't seen it yet, you're warned. You can close your eyes. You can do what I tried to do. Try to do what I was shooting for, but lucky to be alive. That's no joke. And first of all, thank you so much. And I knew it in advance, but we needed this. But thank you so much for the bright red capital letters warning before the video even started. That's all I ask for. And you can put that right in the middle of skate videos too, like quick warning. All right, thanks for the heads up. Just to break it to me before you bring on, the brakes. Viewer discretion is advised before a piece of skateboarding content. Is that like NBD? And the warning, it stayed on for about 5 seconds. That's how serious it was. 5 seconds, just warning, 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 warning. I get it. Thank you. And thank you. And then they opened with the teaser, right? The slam. But as I said, fading to black before the fall. But I dare you to go back and watch it and like crank it up as loud as you can. That first take, and as far as loud as you can tolerate. Because for me, I had my AirPods in. I had them cranked up, and because the video it goes black, but the audio is still there. I mean, you could hear just the pain in stereo. Like all you hear is like, "Oh shit, no, oh no." It's bad when you got those kind of notes. Like, oh no, oh shit. I'm knocking the wind out of me just talking about it. Like, no. And the brain is such a crazy thing because Tony has no memory of the slam. In fact, he blacked out before they even got to the spot. I mean, is that the universe working or what? Is that divine intervention working or what? Shot Marvin in the face. What'd you do that for? The car hit a bump. Maybe they hit a bump on the way. Tony hit a bump. That was divine intervention, man. He blacked out before they even got there. He had no recollection of anything, which is kind of scary to think too, huh? But yeah, Tony had no recollection of the slam. And if they hadn't recorded it, they could have just played it off as if it never happened, Like they pick up Tony from the hospital. So, Tony, how's everything healing up, dude? You want to go get some lunch? But that must have been so weird to see, though. Like, that's me? I did that? That's not photoshopped? I don't know anything about it. His brain just, really, it just totally blocked or, MIB'd it out of his memory. There's no recollection. He blacked out before he even got there. Oh, that's just crazy. That's science, people. He's not lying. That's just weird science. I mean, but he does, remember all the rooftop jumps he did before that one, of course. Because all the skaters, inspired him, to basically take the leap, right? Rolly, Ray, of course, which I still think is the craziest thing I've ever seen on a cover. Day One, of course, they mentioned him. All rooftop pioneers, / maniacs. But I can't even imagine being his filmer, though. I'd be his worst filmer. You know why? Because I'd be closing my eyes all the time. Like, oh, dude, sorry, dude. I don't think I got it, man. I closed my eyes and I think it got out of frame. I'm sorry. I would have to close my eyes for every attempt. I mean, just, you don't believe me? You could hear it in their voices. None of them wanted to be there or film it. And they knew all along. Even the day of, they said he wasn't really feeling well. He wasn't feeling up to it. They should have just like strapped him down or just threw him in the car and say, "No, we're going. You're not going to remember this anyways, dude. Let's go." And I bet if he owned a dog, that dog would have like screamed like Lassie before that ill-fated attempt. But to have them say things like, "I love the dude, but sometimes he's a little crazy." All the filmers out there, do you like to say that about your skater? Or also, I was scared just recording it. Doesn't sound like a job that I want. I want to be terrified when I'm recording. I want to have it memorable. I want to look back, 20 years later and like be like, yeah, my clip was in. Yeah, right. Look how it was so great. I didn't black out or anything. It tells you all you need to know about, like Jonathan, was it Yanez or Potato, aka Potato? He was his filmer. He's been his filmer for over 10 years. And often had sessions that he knew he didn't want to go do with them. Just because he knew some crazy shit was going to go down. And he's like, oh, nah, you know what, man? I'm just not feeling it today. I can't film. Not a lot of skaters out there, putting their filmers in that uncomfortable position, I'm assuming. There's probably some. I guess, maybe some hardcore skaters could argue, like, dude, Rick, it was only 26 feet high, and he only flew out 17 feet. You know what? No big deal. I'll film that. Chris Gregson would be fine with that. He'd probably get a really good angle on it. He'd be moving. Tony took 10 trips. Well, he said 10, not more than 15, as his memory was serving him, And he'd attempted it over 50 times. 50 times. And I guarantee you, I bet none of those attempts included a broom, not even a leaf blower. That's how Tony rolls. You didn't see any lying around. You didn't see any around on the roof for that ill-fated attempt, that one that sent him over. There's no brooms around. That's what I was tripping out on, because you got Tony, like the elements, the wind, the earth kind of spins around and wind blows stuff, things fall. It happens. I know you were there just a few times before. Maybe something fell up there. A little pebble. Something from a tree. And it was nuts as he did a solo mission. WTF. Oh, hell no. It's just not worth it at that point. No. He's so lucky that nothing happened to him, the day he was literally all by himself. That's what the film was saying, dude. I'm so glad that, nothing happened, because you would have been here for days or hours just going, ouch. Ouch. Someone needs to give this guy an Apple Watch. Yeah, there we go, with the fall detection. Oh, gee. Wait. Pat myself on the back right now. Does Apple have a flow team? Actually, you know what? Scratch that. He'd probably set that thing off all the damn time. Would I have to take my watch off whenever I'm playing goalkeeper for my son? Because every time I try and stop one of his strikes, it asks me if I fell. I said, no, I didn't fall. I'm playing soccer with my son. Stop bugging me. So I always have to take it off when I'm playing with him. But yeah, for him, dude, you think about it. It would have saved him a few minutes of pain. The ambulance, could have arrived a little bit quicker. Well, all the, oh no, no. Well, they had to make their way down. The filmers had to crawl down the roof, too. There's so much time wasted. And they're poking him hey, dude, are you cool? Are you good? I'll be like, hey, man, you don't have to do this today. It's not a good day to try this. I know. I'm on the ground. I can't get up. But yeah, Apple needs to sponsor this guy, ASAP, At least get him on the flow team. You can thank me later, Tony. But yeah, that fall was probably one of the scariest things I've seen in a long, long time in regards to skateboarding. I almost wish I could unsee it, There's two things I wish I could unsee in this life now. It's that and Human Centipede. I wish I could unsee those. Just and if you are one of the few, I think I looked earlier, I think it had cleared 123,000 views so far. If you haven't seen it yet, honestly, this is real talk. You could probably just pass on it, Or just, actually, what you could do, put it on the background, but don't watch it. Just hear the story, hear about his comeback, hear about his homies. You don't need the trauma. You don't need the PTSD, because I'm still I'm going to need to seek some therapy, maybe clear my brain. Got to meditate it out. Tony was just twanked and danked. Shoulder was begeeged. Only thing he needed, though, was Tommy G showing up, kind of whispering in his ear, "You're hurting, dude. Looks like you're hurting, man." But it was cool to kind of see his progression, since the injury / NTE to now. I think they did, like 5 weeks later, 3 months later, 6 months or something like that. He's doing it. He was riding transition, riding a bull. He's got it. He'll be jumping off rooftops in no time. I was thinking, like, will he join many of us on the dark side and just become like a curb junkie? Hell no, he won't. He'll probably just start grinding like the gutters up there. Like, yeah, watch this. But he's already planning his next flight. But I just hope that next time the filmers, actually no, just bring a broom. Bring a broom, maybe a leaf blower, or both. Look for pebbles. It'll save your life, dude. So yeah, like I said, if you haven't seen this yet, I highly recommend you don't. Or if you do, just have it on the background. Just do the audio only version. Yeah, you'll thank me later. But yeah, that's all I've got for this week. As I said, I'll be taking next week off. So I will see you, let me look at my calendar, around the 15th. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Much love. We'll talk to you then.